Yo guys, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of What They Don't Tell You. I'm your host, Jacob, along with your other host.
And we're here to bring you our perspective on news, facts, culture, and what we believe to be true about them.
Alright guys, in today's episode we got three crazy topics. We've got Franklin the Turtle using RPGs, Candace is taking shots with an RPG at TPUSA. We've got more stuff on Somalia and the illegal immigrants, talking about Trump and ICE, all of that good stuff. So Aiden, you want to kick us off? Let's do it.
Yeah, so first, never thought I'd be saying this. First, today I would be talking about Franklin the Turtle targets narco-terrorists. I put that into AI
First
earlier,
off,
and it did not know what to do with that. For solid 2 minutes, it was kind of like searching
Thinking.
the internet, and it's
Dude,
like, no sign.
Franklin Turtle's a goat, dude. Like,
Dude.
I remember like watching him whenever, or like reading the books whenever I was a kid, bro. It's such a good memory.
Well, now he is the good patriot that we always knew him to be. He's bombing boats in South America. So Pete Hegseth posted this amidst a lot of just controversy with the choices to hit Venezuelan boats that were targeted as drug boats. Look, I don't think he would just do this for no reason. It would be very odd to do so. Obviously, Trump has also addressed the nation at 2 o'clock today. They are shutting down Venezuelan airspace. Not surprising. We are trying to get to the bottom of this. Because the drug trade, as we've talked about, terrible things are happening in America. Really, I think they probably need to get, the root cause is probably more Colombia, where these drugs are actually being supplied from.
Mm-hmm.
Think about 84% of cocaine that is used in the U.S. comes from Colombia, somewhere down the line. So it's probably good more to me to start there as far as the drug crisis. However, the immigrant crisis as well, big issue. Sinaloa gangs picked up a lot on that as they get closer to the border. That's where some of the trafficking comes from.
Mm-hmm.
From these immigrants that fled to the border. Sinaloa gang, maybe offers to get them across, but ends up trafficking a lot of these people. We've seen that happen.
And again, a lot of this, and we got to remember, a lot of this came from the Biden administration. Like, a lot of these people are like, getting at Trump and stuff. And that's how they got in. That's what I'm saying. And like, they're all saying like, oh, blah, 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 you don't care. It's like, he never, like, they're not supposed to be here. He never allowed them to be here. He's not like doubling down or making back on a mistake. He didn't want them. He's trying to help taxpayers. He's helping gas prices. He's helping grocery prices, helping for more jobs for actual U.S. citizens. Now, again, if you come here legally, okay, fine. I'm like, cool. I can be your buddy. But if, again, like we talked about last week with the shooting in D.C., it's like, if you come here illegally or if you come here on an overstayed visa or whatever it is, you need to go back and come here and do the right legal processes to come here.
Absolutely. And so we've seen a big issue with that, but Hegseth did this. Now, it's important to note two things. He did this, obviously, technically, I don't know how this fully works with inside of a short, but the publisher of Franklin the Turtle is upset, and so is Sabrina Carpenter. And let's be honest, no one gives a frick what this lady has to say. But I'm going to tell you because I think it's funny, and I like the White House and their response. So essentially, Carpenter called it dehumanizing. This is bad. This is disgusting. I don't want to be part of your evil agenda.
Sorry.
So the White House fired back and essentially told her that if you are supporting these terrorists, these rapists, these child traffickers, these murderers, these pedophiles, then you're either stupid or slow. And
Franklin the Turtle would be faster than if you believe.
Franklin the Turtle at this point in time might knock your head off if you're not careful. I don't know.
He'd be faster, and not to mention a little more scary with that freaking RPG. You guys, you see it on the screen now. It's probably been up for a couple minutes now because it's just a great picture. I mean,
absolutely, I want this for Christmas. As Pete Hegseth said, this is the Christmas wish list. That's what he posted with. Absolutely beautiful. So anyway, obviously, we don't care. We don't give a crap what these celebrities have to say. Obviously, she's a complete hypocrite and evil, disgusting person. Bye-bye. Nobody cares about you. Go live your life. Die. Probably end up in hell. Not going to see you in heaven unless something radical happens.
Dang.
We don't care. You're a terrible influence. Terrible person. Bye. So the White House just put her in her place.
She freaking did she's talking all this crap and like she's like saying like, what was she saying? She was saying something about like, oh, I'm a Christian, I'm a good person. Then she did like some like music video in like a church. And it's like,
and obviously like, probably full of I saw that news headline like full of innuendos and terrible things.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I was kind of got a little bit ahead of myself there. I still do care. Still a person. Still someone that needs grace. But disgusting. We don't want these people as role models in these lives, and obviously does not have a say in what's can be considered degenerate when you're talking about the degeneracy of things. She could have that opinion, but it's also not true. Like, on one hand, you've got this person that is degenerate, and on the other hand, you've got someone who's deporting rapists and pedophiles. You didn't do your research, lady. So there's that. Then the publisher is very upset. Now, that's like a different story because technically he does like own the rights, I'm sure, you know what I mean? Like those kind of things. I don't know if there's a whole lot you can do if it's like a short and a post.
I mean, because a lot of times it's like, these shorts and like these reels, they're like, you're allowed to use the music library, right?
Yeah.
And which is the weird thing because I'll get flagged sometimes when I use the YouTube library with like a Christmas song. Like it's like this is blocked in some countries. I'm like, dude, it's in the YouTube like library. Like what?
Yeah.
So it's like there's not much you can do because she's getting paid for every single video that uses that, and it's also she signed the contract. She agreed to allow her music on there, right? Like in the sense of like partner program, but also any public video like this could be used as a short sound right now. Any public video, you're basically agreeing to the terms by posting on YouTube. So it's like there's like if you don't want to do it, then take it down, please.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the mentality nobody cares. I'm continually will always try to promote the agenda, if you will, of don't give a frick what celebrities say. Who cares? Who cares?
I think we really need to do like a full video on
75 to 90% of them.
Because like nobody cares about
nobody cares. The best thing you have to offer is not being yourself if you're an actor, or your voice. Nobody cared about your brain. Like, literally, we were cruel enough as people to be like, look, like, you're nice and all, but, like, if you could be somebody else, like, that'd be more beneficial to, like, society. You know? And then we take that person that the best thing that they do is be somebody else, and we're like, hey, what do you think?
And again, it's like, that is funny. It's like you're paid to be a liar and pretend you're somebody you're not. Which is
and I'm not saying these
not
good ones.
Nowadays.
I'm obviously having a little fun with this, but
right.
you know what I'm saying.
Again, most of the things, and I think we're gonna try and do a full video on this, just like our thoughts on just endorsements from celebrities in general, because it's like your fans aren't there to get the information of an endorsement, right?
Right.
They're there for the content you produce, whether that's an acting, that's a show, that's a football video, whatever that is. It's unless you're doing something political or even in that realm. Like if I saw, like, not that we would, who cares if we endorse somebody? We're not huge right now, but even if we did, our viewers are here for a reason that revolves around that topic. Right. Whenever Sabrina Carpenter, nobody cares. She's an actor and a singer, bro. Like nobody's going there to go get her political takes.
Like we're talking about like Taylor Swift shifting the election. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
well, okay.
That's maybe a different story, but you get my point.
So I think to a certain degree she's so big that it's like, okay, it's going to happen. But and not necessarily, I think it's definitely shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
That's what it shouldn't happen for sure. I don't think a lot of times with some of these, like, I wouldn't say Taylor Swift is huge. I wouldn't say Sabrina Carpenter is nearly as big. But
I have no idea.
I mean, I don't follow her. She probably has good following, but I'm guaranteed she's not bigger than Taylor Swift. But not everybody's going there, right? They're morally going for her music, for her quote unquote talents, however you want to use those. But if you're going there, you gotta maybe want to reassort your priorities.
Yeah, no kidding. So aside from that, can you just get a little salute to Franklin here, dude? He's putting his life on the line along with other troops. Crazy there. Actual real salute to our troops that are serving there, honestly. I realize that as I say that. But no, honestly.
It is insane that, like,
Franklin's the GOAT, dude.
Public domain.
Fighting terrorism.
He's a GOAT. He's actually a turtle, but he's a GOAT. Alright, guys. So, in the next topic for today's video, we talked about this a little bit last week, how Candace Owens has gone. Maybe off her high horse. I don't know yet. Supposedly this was confirmed that she had some assassins. I don't know. She's still confused.
No, sorry.
So we talked about how she kind of lost her marbles a little bit last week, and supposedly it might be true. I don't know yet. We'll have to see. But she is now continuing to take shots at TPUSA. So let's take a look at this tweet. So as you can see here, she posted at TPUSA, and this was a message from Charlie Kirk to her in 2018, Luke chapter 16 verse 13, saying, "No one can serve two masters, for you will hate one and love the other. You will be devoted to one and despite the other. You cannot serve both God and money." Now, I think this is more taking a hit at the controversy that TPUSA has been in lately and her takes on this. So, Aiden, what are your thoughts on this in general?
My honest thoughts are that she's nuts. And I don't want to say that lightly. I've been watching some of her videos, and in the first 15 minutes, here's the thing, guys. Here's what I want to tell you about Candace Owens so far. And if she proves stuff, great. Look, again, I said I would eat my words. Like, I said I'd go back and, okay, great. You got evidence? That's great. But here's what I see right now. When she said receipts for the White House, just means the White House read her email. Does not mean they confirmed anything. Does not mean they acknowledged anything. Just read her email. Cool. Some employee decided to open up their email folder that day. Great job. All right. Aside from that, though, I watched 15 minutes of one of her newer episodes. I did more research in that 15 minutes than I did on that 15 minutes of a Candace Owens episode that I have to do for school every week. Because she makes like 40 different claims in 15 minutes and 40 different things, and I had to go track down each one. Dude, I found people's LinkedIn profiles. I was searching through finding these things, and here's the thing, she makes a claim, and you can't really confirm it fully. It's always a borderline. Did you
Good.
Yeah, we did a lot of research on Candace and everything that she was doing.
And I want to say we are in the middle of taking a look at a couple different people that might have been involved. We were doing a little bit of our own research. Tried to find it. We did find a couple, like you said, LinkedIn profiles. We messaged them. Hopefully we will get a response. I don't know if we will, but in the meantime, we wanted to do a Candace episode sooner, but we're going to do a full episode on her once we get some more information from some sources. So Aiden, continue your thought. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no, you're fine. I was just saying, in the research we did, here's the thing about Candace. She makes it so that every claim that she makes, and this is taking a very anti-Candace stance, I understand that, all right? Again, I said I would, if she provides proof, I can get on board. Until then, I'm going to be cynical about it, and I'm going to be skeptical. I did this research, and she makes these claims, but when she makes these claims, they're very hard to prove or disprove. Mm-hmm. So she made this claim and she would know this better, to be fair. She worked with TPUSA, so I can understand that. It's been a minute since she worked with TPUSA, but she did work with them. There's this guy that works for TPUSA that allegedly retrieved, the footage of, because he does their editing and I'm recording, I'm assuming, based on what I understand about this man. And supposedly, according to Candace anyway, he only does their, big events, not college tours, just like we did America Fest. That's the kind of stuff he would do.
Okay.
Not just, I went to the college
little Utah campus.
But here's the thing. I mean, according to everything I can find, there's no reason he wouldn't be there. Mm-hmm. I looked through credits. I spent a lot of time looking through credits. Here's the thing. TPUSA only credits the private company that they did it with, or the company that they did it with. They don't have a list of names of the people that were there.
Visual Studios, if I'm not mistaken.
Something like that.
Visual Impact. Visual Impact is what it is.
Visual Impact. Yeah, okay. So they credit that, but they don't have his name, this guy in there anywhere. Here's the weird thing. They'd also so she could be right. But the weird thing is there's no evidence that he doesn't. Mm-hmm. There's no evidence that he does, there's no evidence that he doesn't. So again, very vague. Then there's the Valhalla operation, because as we know, Kash Patel famously said, I'll see you in Valhalla, which is a very common military statement, right? Where he kind of is like, well, you're here, right? The fallen warriors, the fallen soldiers, we'll see you in Valhalla, kind of thing.
And he works with that kind of stuff, so he
does work that kind of stuff. So it's to me, it's like, okay, it's
makes sense.
Maybe not something that I would think he would say if I heard Kash Patel was preparing a speech on Charlie,
right?
But not so far out there that you're like, what the heck is going on?
Why would he say it?
Candace,
it's kind of reasonable.
Kind of reasonable, right? Like, you wouldn't think anything of it, right? Well, Candace took this and somehow is trying to make a tie between that and Operation Valhalla, which happened here in the icy north of Minnesota right now, where I live. Happened at a camp that I know. This operation did focus on some range shooting, but it focused a lot on just getting comfortable with a lot of different weaponry.
There was like range shooting practice, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Practice shooting that was happening.
So I think that's kind of what she's
theorizing about the
getting into,
and what would have happened, and if the government set it up, all those things, right? All those theories, which are fine, good questions to ask.
Right.
What's going on, right? Maybe there's something weird there. Okay, I can understand with that. Here's the thing: there's no link here. There's no tie, no evidence. But then Candace accepts it as truth and moved forward. So and then I talked a little bit about the Circle Descent, which is essentially a glorified dinner club
sort of thing.
I've talked about this a little bit, but they've never had, and that doesn't mean anything necessarily, but there's a lot of politics here. They've never had any accusation of anything illegal. So with all of these things in mind, right, like that, they've never been accused of anything illegal. Money doesn't change hands there. She's now accusing them of that money circulating in there, and that's who's paying for her assassin. But she makes all these claims. She has no evidence. None. I couldn't find anything for these specific claims. But here's the thing.
Now again,
it's probable.
I don't know if anything's updated.
It's plausible.
By the way,
right?
I just want to say I don't know if anything's updated since
at the time this video launches. Yeah, if there's something updated.
Yep.
But Jacob, like, what are your thoughts? Like it always seems like, okay, is it plausible? Yeah, sure. That's kind of funny. It's weird. It's suspicious. Is it likely, or is there evidence? And then that's where it just gets shut down.
Again, like, if you think about it, anything can be plausible, right? Like, I could chop off my arm. Is it possible that I'm going to chop off my arm? No. Why would I do that? Now, again, am I going to chop off my arm? Probably not. It's not probable that I'm going to chop off my arm. Because I like my arm. He helps me with a lot of things. But this is the same for this situation, right? There's not a lot of evidence that this could be true. Is there going to be some foreign government? Like, no, that's not probable. Is it possible? Anything's possible, but I just don't see this actually happening. Right. So it's like, where's the line we draw? Where is it from? This is okay. This is a cool take. Maybe we can look into it too. Holy crap, we gotta chill, take a step back, and think about what we're saying before we say it. You know what I mean? So I don't know how to go about that.
And now taking pot shots at TPUSA. You know what I mean? It's just It's not even a good look. You know what I mean? But it does stir up controversy.
Yep.
And that gets views, right? That gets clicks, that gets likes, that gets subs. You know, but I do wish people would be like, look, here's what I want to say about Candace Owens and what the most important thing is. Knowledge, so you knowing something. And this has to do with epistemology, which is philosophy. Knowledge equals a justified true belief. Now, people have different theories about what's justified, what's true, and what counts as a belief. But that is always remains a fact. And now I'm always going to be on board with your truth is the metaphysic truth, which is that it's a property of a proposition in relation to reality. So when Candace Owens makes a statement such as, let's use the instance of, what's a good example? France has collaborated with the U.S. to kill Charlie. Like, let's just use it. I know she didn't say it just like that, but like France was involved in killing Charlie.
Right.
Well, okay, so that's a property of a proposition. So there's a truth statement. There's a implied truth to that. So she's saying that's true, right? So does it reflect reality?
Right.
Doesn't reflect reality, right? So that's the truth that I always stand on. So that's the property of a proposition and its relation to, and its reflection on reality. So that's that. So we can dismiss that's not true, which already destroys your claim of knowledge.
Right.
If you get rid of truth, because it has to be a justified true belief. Now, justification, is it inherent? Is it external? In this case, I would say Candace can't explain herself why her justification is inherent. I would say it's primarily... I can't say what exactly what it is, because it would be encroaching on some what you would call self-evident evidences, where I can't... Or no, incorrigible evidences, where I can't say about her how she processes, because that's her, right? I can't say she's in pain when she's not. So I can't say fully for her speak to her justification system, because I just don't know her well enough. Okay, so maybe she thinks she's justified in it, and she might believe she's justified. That doesn't mean she is justified in what she's saying, based on the coherent or foundationalist model which she approaches it with. So maybe she's justified. I don't know. We'll leave that to decide. Already we've eliminated the truth element. And then does she believe it? Well, yeah. See, that's the question. I don't know. Is it just for that's the big question, right? Is it just for clicks, or does she really believe this?
Is it?
Can't really determine that either, right?
Something that is mentally wrong.
But already, we've kind of crumbled this, right? Because it's also Because that justification, we could make some arguments that it's not justified. We can say that it's not true.
Right.
Because right now it's not true. Like, that's the difficulty of us, the human reality we do live in, though, is that, okay, it might be if you have evidences for it. Right now, the evidence that we actually have for this does not point to this being true. It's not reflecting the reality of the statements that have come out and of the actual records and things that have come out. It doesn't reflect that right now. Okay, so for the sake of this argument right now, it's not true. Mm-hmm. Until that better reflects on reality, it'll stay that way, right? Because again, that's the problem when you have lies and deceit and different and just the unknown that seep into those truth statements, right? Right. All you can have is evidences as opposed to just clearness to it, right? Like I can say the sky is gray right now, and if it's gray, then that's true because it relates to reality. But with this, it's more about how much evidence you have stacked against something, and that's something Candace, I feel like she fails on one. And I think it's okay to say that. If she's not providing the evidence, guys, there's something wrong. You have to have that evidence.
It's not guilty until proven innocent. It's innocent.
Everyone likes a good story, though. And they follow this because she tells a really good story. I don't have too much more to say on the subject. Jacob, do you have any closing thoughts?
Yeah, I just want to, as we're closing this topic, I want to bring it back to just the thought of this tweet. Again, I think at some point, you just got to leave the past in the past, right? There's too much going on, and there's too much that's happening to worry about some alleged killers, right? Like, I think, again...
I think we should investigate, but...
I think we should do it right, though. I don't think we should go to pointing out, well, it was an inside job, it was his own wife, bro. Like...
Without evidence.
Yeah, like, again... I wouldn't make those claims until I was 200% sure. If I literally had the video of her killing him, I wouldn't say it out loud. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's like to a point where it's like
unlikeliness of it.
Right. It's like to a point where it's like you have to have 100% straight facts, video evidence, tweets, posts, whatever it is. And like she thinks she does, but she really hasn't given those receipts that she says she has.
Yeah, she claims.
So, I just want to say, like, again. I think it really is for the clicks right now. I think it's for the clicks, for the views, because every other tweet is something about Charlie, right? Nobody else is on this. And again, it's not like I'm trying to disrespect him or anything. Again, I think his name should be remembered, but it's something about his murder, right? It wasn't like of the great works he's done.
Yeah.
It was every other post is about something alleged, right? That happened, and nobody else is on this except for her. And I mean, again, people are on this because of what she's saying, but I don't think it's as big as a deal if she's making it. Now, if you find evidence, please let me know, and I'll take a look at the receipts that you say you have. I don't know.
There's always suspicious things because it's a murder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right, and so there always will be. And there's going to be leads, and I do think there's something deeper. I don't think it's where Candace is going. I believe could be something deeper. I think we should launch an investigation. I'm okay if she asks questions. I'm not okay if she intentionally misleads an audience or doesn't provide the evidence to assertively say this is the truth or this is right to her audience, right? Because it'd be one thing if she was like, look, here's the transaction that went down right here for France to go and kill Charlie. Like, that would be different. Mm-hmm. Like, or if she's like, here's my source. This is the French politician that gave me this, that specifically said this. You'd be like, oh, dang. Right. At least he believes this, and this is someone that's there. Mm-hmm. Right? But she doesn't do that time and time again. So, again, Candace, give me sources. Right. Give me information. Give me real evidence. And, all right, let's do this. Let's figure this out together. Until then, I don't believe you, and I'm sorry. And that's my right, and it's your right to keep saying that. I mean, and if people want to listen, that's their right.
I mean, yeah, she's a great storyteller. We'll
play this little merry-go-round game, but
give me the receipts, and I'll listen. I mean, great storyteller. I'll give you that, and that's probably one of her talents. But receipts, like she's like the kid in math who got the question right, but doesn't show his work.
But doesn't show. That's a great. It's a great.
But I think she might be getting this one wrong. You're like, we don't know how you got it wrong because you don't show your work.
Yep. Yeah, we don't know how you got it. Hey, you can't even tell if you got it wrong.
There you go, guys. All right, guys. But again, I mean, again, we're wearing these shirts for a reason. We want to honor Charlie. We want to respect him. But I don't think it needs to be brought up this much in how she's doing it. So
I am looking for those comments, guys. For the, all the we're part of Israel. We're part of it. We're all colluding. I'm looking for those. Also, if you see them, I told this to the guy in the comments. Tell them they are late on our most recent $1 million paycheck to spread the agenda. Obviously, we're controlled opposition super strongly.
Yep.
in there in the weeds with it. Yeah, it's really bad. Jacob blink twice if you know. So I'm looking for those comments, guys. I believe in you guys. I know it'll happen.
All right, guys.
All right, moving on to our next topic.
Next topic, we got some more drama with Trump and ICE and Somalia immigrants. Aiden, take us away.
Ooh, I get another one. Okay, look, it's Trump. This is great. He's already called Walz a retard once. We are having a good week. It's tough. It's tough. Interesting character, Tim Walz. Maybe he believes what he's doing is right, but it's going pretty bad. So right now, Mayor of New York, Mayor of Minneapolis.
Please, we already talked about Saran.
Mayor of Minneapolis has confirmed that they are expecting ICE agents and different officials to arrive in Minneapolis to clear illegals. Now, Trump specifically said Somalians, but ICE will say time and time again, we do not target based on race, only on illegal status. Now, what people get so annoyed about, and what I always think is funny in the way CNN paints this, is they're always like, well, but if he targets Somalians, then he must be racist. And I'm like, no. Look, is there a good chance that Colin, the white guy that runs the donut shop, is going to be illegal? No, there's not a great chance, okay? Like, maybe he's, like, Swedish and came in illegal. I don't know, right? But there's not that great of a chance, okay? So are you going to be probably more targeted if you do have that skin color, only because that's the higher rate of illegals in the country? Yes. That's an unfortunate reality. I'm not saying that's right. I think they should check everyone. You know, I don't know how many, like, there's just not a lot of, like, white people trying to illegally immigrate right now. Right. It's just the way the world happened to work out. That's not racist. It's just how it happened. Okay? These illegals aren't coming out in their shirts, you know, like, hey, we're illegal, catch us. You know, they're hiding. They're trying to get away with it. So they are going to check everybody. That is going to mean a lot of Somalians. I'm just going to be honest, there are probably a lot of illegal Somalians in Minnesota. I have no doubt of it. I live here, okay? Right. I'm confident of it. I've seen the cities of it, and they don't assimilate, and then they destroy things. Look, if you want to come here, I don't care what race you are. Heck, I don't even really care as what religion you are if you're not radical. If you're a freaking American and you're going to stand next to me in defense of this country, let's go. I want you here. Yeah. I do. You're better than all these other people. I want you here.
If you went through the work, if you did it right,
don't care what color you are.
Please come. I'm happy with it.
Absolutely. Work hard. Get a good family, have a good life, get your house, get everything in order, dude. Like, we want these people here. Good, honorable, hardworking, virtuous people.
Aiden,
we love to see it.
Interesting thing that just happened. Benny Johnson posted this 8 minutes ago. This is December 2nd, 9:06 p.m. I'm going to share my screen real quick. This will be a little later when it's coming out. This will be coming out, Friday, which would be the 6th, I think. Yeah. So I'm going to share my screen real quick. This is a post from Benny Johnson, and I'll share it to you.
3 days. That'll be the 5th.
Anyways, so again, guys, this came out on December 2nd. It's either the 5th or the 6th, whatever day, the Fridays. So breaking news: the Trump administration has officially halted all immigration, and so it's official. He has halted all immigration. This is
from third world countries.
Yeah, third world countries specifically.
19 of them. Looks like
this is the official letter, I guess.
Okay.
So it's insane. This just happened, like literally 8 minutes ago from when we were recording this. So, Aiden, what are your thoughts on this real quick? Well, I'll actually post a short later tonight. So it just happened. It'll be out. But, Aiden, what are your thoughts on this, talking about this topic?
I think this is good. This is a step in the right direction. I'll tell you why this is a step in the right direction. I'm okay. I do like immigrants. I just got done saying I do like it. I do. Here's my one issue with it. When they do come from third world countries right now, and I think it's good right now, because if we do shut down some immigration right now, and this is kind of where Charlie got to for a little while too, is there's too many coming in at some point where they're not getting the processing and the or maybe we don't know who all is coming in, and these third world countries are really bad. You're growing up in an area where once you come here, it's not going to be easy to assimilate, and we do need to regulate our own country so that there is a country for people to eventually come to.
Right.
And we just saw 2 National Guards members get shot, right, by an illegal Afghan Muslim nationalist. So there's an issue there, right? And so Trump's like, okay, no, let's just shut down the immigration there. I think this might see an improvement for a while then. And then eventually, sure, let's try to get some good processes back into place. But we do need to slow it down. We need to be able to regulate our own spaces.
I mean, I think if we can get ourselves cleaned up, then we can start slowing down, get the proper precautions, procedures in place to where we can really know who we're getting, why we're getting them, how we're getting them, where we're getting them from.
Absolutely.
And then we can weed out who, like, should be here, if they're going to be working, if whatever green card, how they want to get proper status. But, yeah. And are there any other thoughts you want to add to on the Somalia thing or this or any of the other topics we talked about?
There's one last thing I want to add.
Okay.
And this is brief. And I don't know if you guys saw the cartoon on the other side where Benny was posting, but it went along the lines of, oh, we're from Somalia first. And then the ICE agent comes along, packs him up,
Okay,
takes him
buddy,
back.
go
Like,
back
no,
to Somalia.
Yeah, no, I don't want to go back to Somalia. And that's totally how these people are and what frustrates me the most. And when I say that they're not American. Because people used to come, and someone like Arnold Schwarzenegger is a great example. Great dude, love to see it because I might not agree with everything he does or everything he tried to do, but came over and he thinks of himself as an American. He wants to benefit America. He's here for America. He has ideas about America that he wants to make it the best possible nation it can be. But these people want to be Somalian. They don't say that. They don't even say they are American. Yeah. Someone like Ilhan Omar wants to be from these third world countries.
Again,
then they get upset
saying,
when we try to take them back.
Arnold, you're saying how he was like, he came here to be an American. He wanted to be a part of American culture. These people are saying, no, I want to come to this space where I'm not. I can do this without getting in trouble, and then I want to be my own little country in this little box, right? Yeah. It's like, no, that's not how it works. You're not going to be able to communicate. You're not going to be able to function with our society if you're trying to bring your own, and you don't have enough people to do that, right? So it's like, again, if you're going to learn our language, if you're going to do it correctly, then cool. But if you're trying to bring your own country in, please just stay there. I don't have any problem with it. If you're wanting to bring like some sort of traditions, cool. But if you're not going to acknowledge the fact that, okay, we have our traditions in our own country and we're going to keep it that way, then we don't want you.
Yeah. I agree with that. And I think that's all I have to say on it.
Yeah, guys. Appreciate it for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. We'll see you in the next video. And next week's going to be Christmas episodes, or at least Christmas suits. So we'll see you in the next video. Peace out.
Peace.